What it do, what it did, what it does. It's Tom V, Loudverse Media. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Just getting brooded up. Facebook always comes later. There we go. Lovely. And what would be great is if I set a title on that puppy, wouldn't it? But for another time, another place. So how's everybody doing tonight? Let's get into it. Y'all know the drilly. So tonight I'm going to be working on some good stuff. Some more world music. I'm excited. I'm very excited. This track's coming along. You know the drill. We set the timer for 1 hour and we do work on the track. So for those of you just joining me for the first time, we're doing some music production in Ableton. This is not a dance music track, so I've named things appropriately. Just working on, it's world music to me, or world dance as I'm terming it. But I do have some more 4 on the floor style stuff. So without further ado, let's start working on it. I turn on the pseudo mastering. What I got here is a Waves plugin. I can dig that. So let's get into it. Let's do a run through the track, and then I'll open up my notepad and we will start going through the to-do list. All right. So that is what we are working with there. I'll go ahead and save as. And let's pull up my task list. Get it right here. If you notice a amber hue to my display, excuse me, that's because I'm using a program called Flux, which takes the blue light out of your computer display late at night because it prevents you from getting good sleep. I'm not crazy about it while I'm still working though, so if you take a look in the preferences, I'm going to try this out, see. You get sunlight, then it goes into a sort of evening mode through sunset, and right now we're descending into bedtime mode. So I don't want to mess with it because it is dark in this room, and if I show you what the difference is, it's going to blind me. But more to come on this and how this affects my productivity at night, because you do know I enjoy watching and producing late at night. So anyway, let's see what we've got. We're going to add vocal part during both drop part starts and endings. Yeah, I've got a little Brazilian Portuguese part, which I like, which I could get in. And then we get a vocal part from First Lady of Balon. Again, it's another Brazilian type vocal. I'm going to use a piece of software called ADX Audionamics Tracks Pro, which will help separate that from the instrumental. So I'll get just the vocals. So that's going to be a cool little thing that I do. I don't know if I'm going to be doing vocals right now. I'm thinking I might want to mess with this right here. So tightening the marimba during chorus and then adding a crash gong part to start of verse 1. I can review this. Maybe automate some of that. So add and automate a fast delay on marimba part during chorus 2. I think that would be cool. So let's jump in with some MIDI editing to see where we're at. Yeah, this is a little hard to see. That's gonna blind me. I don't know. I'm gonna roll with it. Bear with me here. Okay, so what I did is I actually played these hands together, but then I went ahead and separated them because I was gonna put different effects on them. I'm not sure I ever did that. So in some respects, they might want to just go back together. Let's actually try that idea out right now. So the top one's the low one. First off, let's solo this. You know what? I am going to keep them on separate tracks because I think I could do something with some panning in this one and keep this part in the middle. But you can see I was going to put the doubler on this low one, or this high one rather. I don't really like that. So I might mess with that more or do some cool harder compression on the high one. Let's just tighten this up a little bit. I played this in and I haven't done any type of cleaning up on it, so this isn't working for me. I'm gonna blast this. All right. Woo! Party on. Hold on. Captivating stream. Here we go. Disable for an hour. All right. So there you go. You can see the difference. It really sucks a lot of that out. So I'll sleep horribly tonight, but I'll be more productive right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in. I don't need to set the grid at this level, so I'm going to actually go to Why don't I go ahead and solo this? Especially because this is the lower part that I'm playing with my left hand. I want it to be nice and tight. In some ways, the bottom one, the top hand's going to be... Damn it. So there, these are... Those are pretty on. Yeah, this I'm going to want to tighten up. So see how this one was late and this one was early? Let's get this one on. These can be a little bit early because that's going to give it a nice little driving thing. You know, one thing I hardly ever do, if never do, is to go ahead and actually quantize stuff. Unless I type it in, unless I actually put it in via the actual scroll right here. But this was played, and it just, I don't know. I'll even use groove settings and stuff, but it always just comes out sounding very mechanical to me. So my preference is to go ahead and edit things by hand. Hopefully I'm not taking away the feel too much by doing this. This puppy could be a little louder, couldn't you? And a little bit longer. There you go. These guys are way off. Let's hear this phrase and hear what this level of editing gets us. Yeah, that's pretty good. So okay. Another thing I want to do here, though, is lower down these. So I'll select these all and just drag them down a little bit. Not that low, though, eh? Ooh, I just had an idea. What if I throw an auto pan on this? And then I'll automate it, so... So what if I do something like... So what I'm doing is I'm automating the auto pan once it gets to this part and want to give it a little bit of movement, and then maybe I'll work into it like this, like this. Thinking this could be kind of dope. Let's hear from here. So now when we hear it with this as well. Little disjointed that one. Little bit of delay. That's probably too much there. Okay, I like that. Nice little simple thing. So we're going to go back to editing. So let's get some of these lining. Oh, that one's good. And sometimes I'll just click it over with the arrow onto the grid, or other times I'll actually play with it. This situation where one's early and one's late, or one's late and one's early, or the note on the one is early, I'm going to want to line the other ones up to be early. So like maybe this one, see how it's early, early, early. Then this one's late. I'll make it a little bit less late. This one a little bit less late. Again, this one a little bit less late. Now to me, this one looks early, so I'm going to flop it there. I think that's a good way to flow through and make it more natural. Well, make it tighter while keeping the natural sound. So I'm not going to, click them all on. Okay, that one's a little bit early. These puppies can be a little bit early. 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 Way early. But maybe that's all right. Keep it a little bit more early. Again, I want to keep the spirit of what I played and just tighten it up a little bit. I already did this on the verse the other night, so hopefully people don't have a problem with me doing this. What are the people saying? They're not saying much. It's a quiet night so far. Maybe there's action going on elsewhere. All right, so for this one, these are coming. This looks good. I'm going to set this one a little. Let me put that on. Then these come a little bit early because, again, this is the part that we want to drive a little bit. Not a little, well, not overly crazy because this song is pretty chill in general. And I'll talk a little bit about the pattern that I'm using here. I wrote this song on piano, or I don't know if it's a song. I wrote these two parts on piano fucking a long time ago, probably, I don't know, 5 years ago at least. Maybe for these, I'll take them on. This should be louder. And then I'm going to go through and make these top ones softer in a little bit. Yeah, let's see. Maybe in 2009 I did. But so the idea is for this part, that's good. But if you look at this, or let me go to the first one so it's a little bit easier to see. See how the chorus is in, a 12/8 type feel. So you have a 1 with 5 notes, 1 with 5 notes. Excuse me, those are groupings of 6. Cool. So here, though, I thought I did some groupings of 4. I guess not. Maybe I can add that in. And then, let's see. This guy should be dragged back. Maybe just right on the beat. So let me go back to the very beginning of this and make sure that some of these are on. See, in this situation, that can be a little late, so that one be a little bit late. Maybe make that one a little bit there. That one there. This one here. Just a general tightening up. Ideally, I would play it really well, so this wouldn't need to be, but this came out a little bit choppy to my ears. Not choppy, but less tight than I wanted it to sound once I integrated it with the percussive elements. Okay, let's hear this. Maybe just this. This is funny to hear this because I played it hands together, so I've never really heard it separately like that. Let's hear it with just the top accompaniment. There's a tempo automation there too, which I'll talk about later. Okay, cool. That sounded pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now I'm going to go up and mess with that top part and get that tightened up. So without further ado, let's make sure we're set at the same. We want to be on eighth notes and triplet grid. Okay, but these can be bigger. Cool. So right around there. Okay, interesting. These are early and this is late. Maybe that's okay, because, you know, this is life in the fucking actually playing it world. Again, see, I'm maintaining the spirit. Instead of this being like that, it's like that now. So just little things here. I love how there's the velocity. Give it the nice flow and feel. And this to me is a winning combination, as long as you have decent melodic ideas. If you can play it in, I find all the better. Although occasionally I do draw stuff in. I'm surprised it comes out pretty dope sometimes. But I don't know, just playing stuff in, you get all the velocity. It's just really nice to be able to do, and I guess it's a luxury to be able to do for a lot of guys. But you know, I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to take piano lessons as a child, so I am putting that work to good use now, hopefully. And you know, that is a luxury, not that's definitely a great opportunity that I was afforded. All right, there. These guys are a little bit too off for my liking. There. It's easy to go overboard doing this sometimes, I'll be honest. So I've got to be pretty chill about it. You can get it too mechanical, and I've seen it in bands I've been in the past where people can go overboard editing, and then what are you even doing? What? Oh, you played it. Well, first off, it's a crazy fucking comp, and then you're going to edit the shit out of it. So I think it has to be a balance, which hopefully I'm striking here. And I've done this on other tracks too, so it's a balance. And you just kind of get in the flow. It's actually kind of fun what I'm doing right now. I'm definitely enjoying myself. And hopefully we end up with a better, more musical sounding product, which, flows nicely together. But then it really is locked in tight with the accompaniment. I'm going to go mess with the pads and the bass, and I want to get this chorus sounding dope right now. So after this, I'm going to mess with the pads and the bass and the fucking drums need, the percussive elements need some work. They're sounding a little bit on the stiff side. Let's hear it, and when you listen, you'll hear the hats. I might need to apply this 5% random groove to it, or maybe go in and do some hand editing, honestly. So what's interesting, too, is I'm not really listening to it as I do this. We can listen back to it and see if anything sounds overly mechanical, but I've done this here and there, so I kind of get the feel for what's going to sound good. Yeah, no edits needed there. This is a little early, so I'll drag it more closer to the beat. But what's cool is if I'm keeping the velocity the same, and I'm keeping so I dragged it a little bit closer to the beat, but you can see, let it flow, But if I do move them, I'd like to keep these as close together as I can. I'm assuming that needs to go there. That's very late. Or very early, rather. Yeah, I think this is where I was really starting to speed up a little bit. So let's get these locked in more as we move out of the chorus, or to the end of the song even. If these were all on the same MIDI track still, you could see that they were, where was this at? So I don't want to move that far back, because you'd be able to see that this one and this one were similarly sped up at this part as I kind of get really amped. So those ones I will change the distance between the spacing between the two notes. Yeah, I gotta find out how to do flux in the middle, so it's like sunset. I guess if I set a different time. If anybody knows other ways or has other experiences with it, let me know. If I said that I'm not somewhere in New York, but somewhere maybe like in LA, so it would be is sun setting right now, then I could get the benefits of some of the blue light gone, but not all gone, because that was hard to see. But this is just a strain on my eyes right now. I'm not necessarily enjoying this. Okay, the eye part. Let's take a listen. So we've got this soloed, and we're gonna keep the click on for the first go around. Cool. All right, so kill the click. That sounded good. I just made a couple adjustments to the velocity as I went, but overall that sounded good to me. Let me turn the click off. Let's listen to it in context. Cool. So for this, I'm going to want to do a little, actually, let me do the Pong delay as this build up the dun, 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 let me actually throw some ping pong delay on this. Something. That's a cool effect. I'm happy with that. I think this is sounding pretty tight. So let me go ahead and copy that. Or I'll do some different stuff there. So let's hear what this is doing. How are we doing on? Oh, we're about halfway through. Time flies. I didn't realize. Let's see how we're doing on this ballon part. That cowbell sure is forceful. Maybe something a little so it kind of flows in and out a little bit. Maybe something really slight. pretty good. So let's think about this intro part. So that that chorus is tightened up more. That's good. I don't know about the fast delay part. Let me see what I'm gonna do with the vocals before that. Actually, let's review this orphan part, because if it's just the same, I can get rid of it. Bye-bye. But that did give me an idea. What if for the second part, this goes up and up? It's certainly striking a nice dichotomy with the bass. Let's hear how it sounds when it goes another octave up. Get those down. That's pretty cool. Take it up a notch. All right. All right, we're moving right along here. I did the side. Did I keep the side chain nice and clean? Adding a side chain's even questionable, honestly. Clean up hats during polish. Loosen up percussion feel during chorus. Add strings part. I don't know what I was thinking there. Edit bass MIDI, edit pads MIDI. I should probably do that. All right, bite the bullet. So the pads were originally based off the lower part here. Let's hear how they're working together with that now. Actually, everything but this. So here's what we're going to do. We just edited these, so let's copy and paste this MIDI. We'll bring it down into here. Right? There's nothing. And then we'll start chopping off this top part. So Maybe except for that ending part. There, so. Okay, that is where it is. So that sounded pretty cool, honestly. Get these shorter, I think. And then why don't I throw the 5% random on here so it doesn't line up exactly. It will give it a little bit more of a human feel. Okay. Maybe some more tweaking, but let's hear it with the high part now. Okay, this part obviously has to get a little bit chilled out, so maybe lower these down a little bit. Oop. Builds up too much feedback, if you will. That's a lot of reverb. Okay, one thing which might be cool on the pads. Let's see what we're doing with the... Where's my pan? I'm not really doing anything with panning as much as I could be. So what if I did something where I threw on a... These pads are pretty centered, eh? Let's hear the pads. So I could go with the utility, and I could just widen them. Okay, that's one way. Or I do have a little thing that I like to use occasionally with the filter delay. Let's hear this. Maybe in pan more. Maybe 45 to, or maybe 40 to the left, 40 to the right. Low feedback. ducking out around where the marimbas are hitting, I think, 284. That seems low, no? Cut that one back a little bit. That's pretty sick right there. When you just play that, I could see that being a remix. Nice. So now let's take a listen to this bass. Again, I did something similar where this one's probably been sloppier. I just chucked it on in there. Let's go ahead and take what we did with the pads. And then we're going to simplify it even more for the bass. Let's also open up, let's open up our automation on the bass. So I'm doing this whack thing with the LFO, on the onboard LFO for the Matrix 12. Again, let's throw the 5% random on there so this doesn't sound too tight. What if we take it lower? For this, I just want to get these gone. Same here. Keep it nice and simple. Elongate this dot. Shit, maybe draw it all the way out to there. Nice. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty. That's better. They're a little bit tighter there. Because once we edited the lower half of the marimba part, we want to make sure that that's locked in with the pads in the bass part. I could play it in again, but I think bringing it in, taking out some of the superfluous notes for a pad or bass part is good. Doing a couple more little edits and then adding the 5% random, I'm good with that. Okay, so let's take a listen to the top of the track here. We are running out of time, but we're getting some good work done for sure on tightening up these MIDI parts. And now it's really just some ear candy in the form of got this bass automation, like a drum fill, add this part, fast delay, the crash gong, automate delay. Yeah. It's coming along. Let's go ahead and listen to it from the top. Nice. Yeah, that's definitely coming along. I just had an idea. Maybe a little counterpoint bass part that comes when it comes back in here. I don't know, a little something. I'm going to think more about that. I think we're at a good stopping point. The next thing I'm going to dive into tomorrow night is vocals. I'm going to get some more vocals in here in a more musical sense. I've got this cool part down here. I'll probably do a little bit of work in Audionamics ADX Tracks Pro 3 to isolate these vocals from this old 1977 live performance in Brazil. I'll bring those in. I've got another little cool couple of vocal lines in Brazilian Portuguese that I want to mix in. So I'm excited about that. We're ending a little bit early, but at a good stopping point, and I want to make sure we can be kicking some butt tomorrow, getting the vocals dialed in, and really getting this song close to what I'm looking for in a 3-minute long interlude for my next EP. So thanks, everybody, for joining me. I will catch y'all tomorrow night. It's TomV.com, Loudverse Media. Until next time, peace.